report came out while we were doing the show yesterday. There were some whispers going around that Warner Brothers may be looking at acquiring Paramount. And I said, okay. I said, I'll believe that when I see one of the major trades, but I said on the show yesterday, that would make sense. Warner Brothers has said right now, and recently they made a public statement saying that they have now gotten their finances leveled out and they're now looking at mergers and acquisitions. They're looking to acquire. Paramount, we know, is in a lot of trouble. There could be something there. Well, last night, the big trades did start to report on this as they let us know that Warner Brothers, this is in Variety, Warner Brothers Discovery, Paramount Global in merger talks. And it talks about how the CEOs of both Warner Brothers, David Zaslav, and the CEO of Paramount have officially started physically meeting in person together to talk about what they could do. Now, I want to read this one particular excerpt from a thing. It says, Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount would be looking to pool their assets, which span TV, film, sports, and streaming to gain greater scale and operational efficiencies. Specifically, Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount would have an interest in combining their Max and Paramount Plus premium streaming services to better compete with the likes of Netflix and Disney's Disney Plus and Hulu. All right. This, I've already heard a lot of people talking about this and talking about how, well, this would be terrible. This would be more of a monopoly. This would be bad for the consumer. And no, it wouldn't. Now, I don't know that this is going to happen, but the current reality is that Paramount Studios is in real trouble, massive trouble, like could be facing going out of business kind of trouble. And if Paramount were to just disappear like a fart in the wind, that is not good for the consumer. So we're not talking about, this is a little bit different than say the Disney and Fox merger, where Fox was a thriving media company, Disney was a thriving media company, and one just decided to buy the other and bring it in. This is something a little bit different. We're in a situation here where one of these two parties is literally on life support and could disappear if something drastic doesn't happen. Now, what could be some of the possible benefits? Why would Warner Brothers and Paramount want to merge? What could be some of the advantages if they did merge? Well, I was having a discussion this morning about with a friend of mine who's very well connected in the business of entertainment and stuff like that that's going on, and had a discussion with him. And this was some of kind of the points that came out that I thought were really interesting that I would share with everybody here. First of all, Warner Bros. Discovery and Paramount have both been cutting expenses. This is true. Mainly employees and production budgets to pay down debt, and the combined companies would save billions of dollars more than the companies could separately. So from a financial point of view, from an administrative and operational point of view, merging these two companies would combined save billions of dollars every year. The conversation went on. Combining CNN and CBS News could save them a combined $1 billion per year. Or, as some people have reported Warner Brothers Discovery might be interested in doing, selling CNN off could generate $10 billion or more to reduce debt. A combined company has better options than the companies do individually now. Also, a combined Paramount Plus Max would be a force online streaming that would have the likes of Game of Thrones, Star Trek, DCU, Taylor Sheridan's Universe, NFL, NBA, CBS procedurals, Discovery Reality, and HBO. It would make for a very compelling streaming product that could compete with the likes of Amazon, Disney Plus, and Netflix. Also, plus the combined global footprints of the two streamers would give a combined streamer a stronger distribution foothold. Wall Street's initial reaction to the news of the merger wasn't great. Both company share prices were down slightly, but Paramount is running out of options. The company, my friend said, is losing money so fast that it may have difficulty making debt payments in early 2024. There's already reporting that Paramount Plus, it plans to lay off over 1,000 employees in January.
Oh, no.
Anyway, and it goes on and on and on. I just want to share some of those things. So from a very preliminary point of view, the idea of Warner Brothers and Paramount merging, number one, it basically saves Paramount, right? It basically saves whatever is left of them. If you're Warner Brothers, again, massive amounts of savings, a much bigger broader, more appealing content offering. Plus, you also come in with a number of assets that Paramount would bring to the table that you can then spin off and sell off. And there's a number of those that are big on the table. BET, several other things that Paramount has kind of looked at selling off before, and that maybe they could. So again, if the option is like, I don't like things that are bad for consumers, I don't like things that take away consumers' choice. But in a world where if nothing happens, Paramount's going to just simply disappear, or we as consumers could end up with another streaming service that is a better streaming service than it is right now. I was calling it Paramax.
Yeah, I said max amount.
Yeah, Jonathan wanted to call it max amount. I mean, you would literally be getting a single streaming service that would have the Game of Thrones, that would also have the Taylor Sheridan content, like all that into one. I actually think this is one of those rare circumstances where a merger like this could be good for consumers. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Quip. Good health starts with good habits, and Quip makes forming good dental habits easy by delivering all of the oral care essentials that you need to care for your mouth. I've already told you guys about their incredible toothbrush that is now my favorite toothbrush I've ever owned, and their mints and gum are amazing. But now I want to tell you about their water flosser. It hits all the right spots with gentle or deep cleaning pressure at the touch of a button. And don't worry about recharging. The cordless rechargeable battery lasts up to 8 weeks with daily use, no bulky charger or dock or tangled cords. It blasts away up to 99.9% of plaque and popcorn from treated areas with precision thanks to the 360-degree rotating magnetic floss tip that snaps right into place. It's easy to control water flow that leaves you feeling squeaky clean. And the sleek and slim design, it keeps your countertops as clean as your teeth. So guys, if you go to getquip.com/Campea right now, you'll get 20% off any electric toothbrush, mint and gum dispenser, and water flosser. That's 20% off any electric toothbrush, mint and gum dispenser, water flosser at getquip.com/Campea. Spelt GETQUIP.com/Campea. Quip, the good habits company.
Well, Paramount recently, they did something with Showtime. Did it say anything about in the article about Showtime? What happens to that?
It would come along as a part of it.
But
unless they can sell it off before any kind of a merger happens.
As a consumer that doesn't subscribe to a lot of streaming services.
Yeah,
if you told me I had to go to Max now to get my South Park, Max, I'm signing up for Max tomorrow. That's plain and simple. I only open Paramount for like the South Park specials, Beavis and Butthead, just, you know, good time to sleep to sleep to, good shows to sleep to. Other than that, yeah, I'm all board. If it will keep these shows alive or properties alive, then I'm signing up for Max if that's what it's going to be on eventually.
I mean, listen,
Max
I
is
already
great to
like
have.
Max the way it is.
Yeah, Max is great already.
But you add onto that South Park stuff, the Halo stuff,
Star Trek.
You add on all the Star Trek stuff, because I'll go wherever Star Trek Strange New Worlds is. You add in the all the Taylor Sheridan
Yellowstone
universe
and
stuff,
all that.
all the Yellowstone universe. You add on top of that, you know, the Top Guns and all the stuff that already falls under Paramount. You take Max, which I already like, and you infuse all of that in there too. It becomes very appealing to somebody like
So is it Max or bust for Paramount right now? If they don't sign a deal, they're probably just going to go bankrupt?
No,
or is there another person in the mix?
Yeah, that's a good question. The reports are saying there are other potential suitors. There are other potential. Now, from what I understand though, some of those other potential suitors come with big asterisks. Like, we would be interested in buying Paramount if Paramount first sells off this, and this, because we're not interested in acquiring those. So you divest yourselves of those. We're interested in buying. Whereas Warner Brothers seems a little bit more interested in saying, look, we're more interested in a package as it is, and then we'll deal with the individual pieces later. So it could end up being somebody else, but right now it does kind of look like if it ends up being anybody, it could very well be Warner Brothers. And, you know, just think about this. For decades and decades and decades and decades, the landscape of the movie industry was pretty steadfast. In the span of just a number of years, we will have seen Fox essentially disappear. We will have seen now Paramount essentially disappear, right? Oh, what? You said, it looks like you just had an epiphany.
Wait, Paramount has Transformers too.
Yes, they do.
It also has those 4 guys that are on your microphone.
Oh
Yep, the
yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja- yeah.
Oh my God. Why don't they just buy them right now? Like in the
Let's
next
go do
hour.
Well, they're talking about it.
Because man, a new Transformers movie under a new umbrella. Well, not a new umbrella. They'll probably have the same, but still, just the possibilities of what we could get.
Now, of course,
in the future.
I was just listing off all the potential upside. There is also potential downside. I
Sure.
don't want to pretend that there's not. So, for instance, a lot of people would lose their jobs.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like
Let's
whenever
not
you
forget about
merge two companies, that's just the reality. There's going to be redundancy. You don't need 2 senior vice presidents of marketing. You don't need, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there would obviously, but it sounds like even if they
Well-
don't merge, Paramount's looking at laying off 1,000 people in
Would-
January anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Would you think that this, because we are seeing some outcroppings of like Fox Productions, right? Even though Disney owns it.
Yeah, they're
now.
under, but they're really under the Disney
under
umbrella.
the umbrella, but
Searchlight.
you're still not. So this way, you're still getting, you know, because one company only has so much bandwidth to create. But like, do you think that there would be like a Paramount subdivision that could still put movies out for Warner Brothers?
This is pure speculation on my part. I'm guessing that yes, it would be a division of. I think Paramount would still exist in name and would be a division of Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Still under the complete control of Warner Brothers and all that kind of stuff. But I could see a similar arrangement like the way they do it with Fox. Fox technically is still a studio. It's just a
Right.
sub studio under
That-
Disney.
I do hope they keep that Paramount lot in some manner because it's just a beautiful lot.
Dude, listen, when I moved to LA, one of the very, very first things I did, like within 2 or 3 days of when I arrived in Los Angeles, I went to the Paramount lot.
Yeah.
I just, it's the thing I always wanted to see, you know?
We passed by it a lot when we
Oh.
were working at that one.
Oh,
studio.
on this at the stream.
Oh yeah, when we used to work out of the stream studio, but I spent a lot of time on that lot with in meetings and at previews and things like that. There is an awe and wonder. If you're a movie fan, if you're a real movie fan, there is an awe and wonder you have. I feel like a little bit like Willy Wonka or something, like walking around the walks at the Paramount lot
Yeah.
and being on the lot. It's just something.
It feels old Hollywood. I mean, Warner
Yeah.
Brothers is beautiful, but it's like the history of like the Burbank lots, like Disney and Warner Brothers.
Yep.
But if you want to think of old Hollywood, the Paramount lot is
So-
where it's
Yeah,
at.
that and the Warner, because mentioning the Warner Brothers
Yeah.
lot, I like every time I go, or actually the Universal lot.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things in the Universal lot is when they take us by Alfred Hitchcock's office. It's like, oh yeah, this little bungalow, this is Alfred Hitchcock's private office. It's like,
So-
holy shit, like it's amazing.
So is the situation here? Let me get this right. Two studios that are losing money. One's trying to buy the other. Has anything come?
Well, Warner
positive
Brothers-
come out.
Warner
of a
Brothers has
situation
stopped their financial
Right.
bleeding.
They're not bleeding.
Like
Oh,
they're still in
okay.
debt.
Okay.
They're still in debt, but they've stemmed their bleeding, and
Okay.
that's why a little while ago David Zaslav said we're now moving into a phase where we're looking at merging and acquisitions.
Okay.
And so
And I think for streaming, they need to strengthen their position. So this makes
Yep.
sense.
They need to strengthen their position, and Warner Brothers still needs to cut costs. And that merged company could do a lot that way. So we'll see. We'll see how this all kind of comes to pass. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today, so it'll be there when you need it.